Welcome to today's video. Today's video has to do with you. You are the most important thing in your life, whether you know it or not. All right, you are the most important thing. So let me ask you this question. How is your life? Are you happy? How are you feeling? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling lonely? You know, you're never alone. All right. So anyways, obviously by the title of this video, you know that it has to do with drug addiction. And think of how long your addiction has been in your life. Like for me, I drank for 25 years. I started drinking at home because it was around. You know, I'm not blaming anyone. It was just the fact that it was around. You know, weed was around, alcohol was around. So, you know, I got into those things early in my life. I tried quitting many times. Maybe you have tried quitting many times. You know, let me know down in the comments, maybe like when you started smoking or drinking alcohol. You know, just let me know. I know I started when I was like, oh my God, like maybe 5th grade, 6th grade, you know, something like that. You know, I was curious, and maybe you were curious about, you know, what that beverage was, you know, because it was like, well, I'm drinking out of this glass, but they're drinking, my dad and my uncle are drinking out of these other glasses. What's the difference? You know, so that's kind of what got me into drinking and things like that. So, you know, you're not a bad person. There's millions of people that are addicted to something. You know, sugar is one of them, right? Sugar, Starbucks, work is another thing that people are addicted to. So you're not a bad person, all right? You have just made some very bad choices. And the thing is that this started when you were a kid, all right? So again, it's not entirely your fault. But if you choose to keep doing it, it is your fault. Hey, I was there. All right. So think about back to your childhood, the format, your formative years, right? You were at school, right? School taught you to be obedient, you know, a good citizen, raise your hand before you go to the bathroom, ask permission, all these things. You know, to me, in my opinion, school is just about making you a slave, right? So then how was your home life? My home life wasn't the best, but how was your home life? Was it chaotic? Was it abusive? You know, was there childhood trauma? Was there neglect? And how's your culture? How was your culture, right? Our culture was party, drugs, cocaine, things like that, you know, but today's culture is totally different. Right? So if you're a younger person, 18, 19 years old, you know, think about that. Your formative years, how was it? How was your home life and how was your culture? Because your thoughts lead to the manifestation of things and events in your life. Thoughts create conditions, all right? And the thing is, like I said, and I mentioned earlier, maybe you tried quitting many times, and I did as well. And the only way I found success, and I think the only way you will too, is to turn to a higher power, whatever that is to you, all right? I call him God. I tried quitting alcohol many times. Well, I'm only going to drink these many beers, or I'm going to only take so many shots, you know, this and that. I'll stop watching the websites, and, you know, I'll only do it this time, and blah, blah, blah. You know, I've been there. I'm sure you've been there. And again, it's not entirely your fault, but this video is to help you get a handle of yourself. Now, I was married about 20 years ago to this person, and it was time for me to leave this person. It was toxic. It was toxic for many years because we were both toxic people. That's all I will say about that. But anyways, the point is that I talked to a pastor of mine, and his name was Cody. Even though I was going to church, I was doing all sorts of bad things. All right. So Just because you go to church doesn't make you a good person, you know. Anyways, so I went there. I talked to Cody, and he told me to go to such a place for this men's retreat, you know. So anyways, I went there and I made a decision. All right, I made a decision to change my life. So what you should do and what I did, all right, you should get baptized, all right, because you came out of your mother through water. You will be a different person through water. You'll get baptized. And when you get baptized, make sure, and guess what? You're going to fail many times, and that's okay, all right? You're going to relapse several times, and that's okay, remember. And don't be so hard on yourself, all right? And don't call yourself names when you do, all right? All right? Be kind to yourself. So you will get yourself baptized, and then you will turn away from your addictions, all right? The end goal is to stop. The end goal is to have a clean life, all right? It took me many years to give up my alcohol. It took me many years to give up drugs. It took me many years to give up women, one of my favorite thing in the world, right? And everything else, you know. The websites was another thing that was hindering my growth, all right? So the point is that you have to drastically change your life, because we're here. This is what I believe is we're here to find out who we truly are, all right? And who we truly are is we're a spiritual being who came to earth to have a human experience, all right? Think of it as a battleground where you strengthen your spirit, all right? That's just my opinion, all right? Whatever this world wants you to think about, you know, oh, you need to have, the only way you're going to be successful if you have millions of dollars, or if you're a Bezos, or if you're a Elon Musk, oh, that's true success. We all make wrong decisions, right? It's the spirit. It's all about the spirit. Anyways, I'm going to share some scripture with you, all right? It's going to be in Matthew, all right? So I'm going to do Matthew 12, 43 through 45. And then I'm going to go to Matthew 7 and kind of finish it up. So this isn't going to be a long video, but this will guarantee you victory eventually, all right? It really depends on how hooked to drugs are and how determined you are to be a really different person, okay? And what do I mean by different? I no longer drink alcohol. Like I said, since 2020, haven't drank any alcohol. I'm not afraid of being around alcohol. I'm not afraid of having a drink, because I know that I don't want to, right? Because I'll tell you the reasons why. You know, because not only did I say, hey, Lord, I need your help, but I also did what he wanted me to do, which is give up alcohol, give up drugs, and follow what he says in this book. All right. However you feel about the book, it's however you feel about it. But it's a way that you can live your life, to make your life easier on this earth. That's all this book is. That's how I see it. Okay. It's nothing literal, but it's parables, right? But it's gonna make sense to you as you grow in your walk with God. All right. And God is in here. It's not outside of your body. Nothing you ever need is outside of you. You are the most incredible being in the universe. All right. Think of how important, how awesome this body is. The world's best computer is right here. And again, that computer was programmed when you went to school, right? In the movies you watched, in the commercials. Why do you think they pay millions of dollars to all these entertainers to entertain you, so you won't get to any of this, all right? So I gave up my alcohol, I gave up drugs, I gave up women, you know, I gave them up. All right, there's more wrong women and men than good women and good men, all right? Because look at the culture, look how it is, right? 66% of men aren't dating, right? I'm part of that 66% because what's the point? You know, we all can do this, right? We all can smash, but that's not what most men look for. Most men want someone that they can build with, right? You know, whatever that means to you. But let's get to the sure way to guarantee you success, all right? So I'm going to use the Bible. And this is how I have found success. And I want you to have this success as well, because life is totally different when you stop doing stupid, silly things, all right? So Matthew 12:43 and 45 through 45. Okay, so pardon me, give me a second here. Just, you know, probably the devil doesn't want me to read this to you because now I'm losing where I'm supposed to be. But anyways, we'll make it through. So, okay, Matthew 12:43 through 45. So, when an impure spirit comes out of your spirit, a person, okay? Because if you really want to know, witchcraft, all right, is what's in street drugs. Street drugs, it's witchcraft. So you're putting all these things in you called drugs or alcohol. I'm sure you've heard them called spirits, right? Right. So these spirits you keep putting in your mind. Do you feel paranoid sometimes, right? Right? Someone's watching me. That's because these spirits are watching you, all right? You keep drugging yourself, your spirit. That's what we don't want to be doing. So anyways, when an impure spirit comes out of a person, it goes through a place seeking rest and does not find it. So when you try to quit drinking, you feel good, right? So you get this spirit out of you and you don't feel like drinking, all right? Then it says, I will return, okay? Right? It's called relapse, right? Maybe you've done it many times. Maybe you've thought of quitting, all right? So anyways, he says, I will be back, right? So I will return to the house I left. When it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean, and put in order. Let's say you go to rehab, right? You feel great. You did the 12-step program, whatever else you did in there. You come out and you're feeling good. But guess what? People will relapse. And that's why I say you will relapse. And that's okay. Don't take it like you're a failure. It's part of the process, okay? So I will return, right? And he finds it in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself. So it brings back some homies. All right? In other words, you're going to be drinking worse than before, or smoking worse than before, or, you know, sleeping with many more women before. Okay? More wicked than itself, and they go in and live there. So they'll come back. And the final condition of that person is worse than the first. This is how it will be with wicked generation. And how is your generation, right? Most generations are wicked, right? Because we can't just seem to stay away from drugs, all right? So again, this is the only way that I found success, you know, is through God, all right? That's the only way. So I'm sharing this with you so you finally get some relief, all right? So I'm going to read I'm going to read 15 through 21, all right? So just bear with me here, okay? Forgive me if I don't look at the camera as often, okay? So anyways, watch out for false prophets, it says. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. Who are these people? You know, people like you, people like the person I used to be, you know, partiers. Let's go out this weekend. Let's go out drinking. Let's go out doing drugs. Those people. Okay, that's what this is telling you. All right. Sheep, anyways, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. But their fruit, you will recognize them because they're out there drinking, partying, smoking, toking. Okay, I see it here where I live. 8 guys to 1 girl. I see it all the time. You know, that's how you know who they are. Okay, and the thing is, once you get clean, people will hate you because you see right through them, because it says right here, you'll know them by their fruit. What are they doing? Unhappy, jealous, envious, right? Because you feel empty when you're doing drugs. You feel empty when you're doing alcohol, right? By their fruits, you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistle? All right. So anyways, I just wanted to read you that little bit, but I'm going to go to 21. All right. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does his will of my Father who is in heaven. So you can say, oh God, God, help me, help me. But if you're not doing what it says here, all right, like turn away from drugs, turn away from women, all right, don't be causing trouble. All right, there's a whole bunch of other things that you're not supposed to be doing, right? Obviously, don't take vengeance, don't murder, don't kill, 10 commandments. That's what he's talking about. All right, so as long as you're doing those things, God will let you up into heaven, all right? And he will help you, all right? Just stay on the right path, all right? So this is a video for you so you can change your life. And listen, I changed my life. My best friend stopped drinking. And my brother also stopped drinking and doing drugs because I changed. So if you can change, you can help your family. You can help a friend. You can help other people around you, because if he can do it, I can do it. And this is how I found a way to stop doing drugs, to stop womanizing and everything that everybody else is doing. So I wanted to share this with you because I want you to have this. I want you to have this power that you can just walk away from things. And I will see you in a different video.